In this movie, we're going to look at manipulating values. Now, the manipulation of values in JavaScript is done with operators, and so we'll be learning some of the operators. We'll mainly look at strings and numbers. So I'm going to open the JavaScript console. Now, this is just a web page that I was showing this information on, so I'm able to open up the console. Let me make the text a little bit larger so we can see it better. And then I'm also going to enter command clear so we can clear off the screen. Now, if your JavaScript console is still opening up on the bottom of the HTML page and you want to change that, I just want to point out this little menu over here in Chrome, the developer tools in Chrome. You can choose how you want that JavaScript console docked. And my console is currently undocked. Alright, so let's take a look at some strings. Very simple string right there. And as I gave in the example, if we enclose a number in quotes, it's also a string. Another way to do strings is with single quotes. That's a string as well. Now we can manipulate strings using the concatenation operator, which is the plus symbol. So let me put those two together. Notice how it displays. It puts Stephen and 47 together and displays it all as a single string. Now, something else to be aware of with strings is, let's say I wanted to enter something like this as a string. Now that works fine. Notice there's a single quote in the middle. That works fine because there's double quotes on the outside. However, what if I would have done this using single quotes? That gives us a syntax error. Basically, Stephen is a string, and then S space computer, it's not sure what it is. And so it's unexpected. So there is something called an escape sequence. So let's do the same thing again. Do an escape sequence for a single quote, and notice that comes out just fine. So that backslash is an escape sequence. We can do that with double quotes as well. Escape sequence here. Escape sequence again. And there's our string. So there's a little bit about working with strings. Let's take a look at numbers. As I said, very simply, that's a number. That's a number. That is a number as well. Now, what are some ways we can work with numbers? Well, we can, of course, add numbers. That comes back with the result. We can multiply numbers. And the multiplication is an asterisk. That's the multiplication operator. We can do division. The division operator is a slash. We can do subtraction as well. Now, just like in regular mathematics, there's an order of operation in JavaScript as well. So if we were to do something like 3 plus 4 times 2, the order of operations says that multiplication must be executed first. And so 4 times 2 is executed, and then we add 3, and we get the result of 11. However, if we introduce parentheses, now the addition will happen first. 3 plus 4 is 7, times 2 is 14. Okay, so that is some of the operators used to work with numbers. Now we've looked at both strings and numbers. Booleans, as I mentioned, there are only two values, true and false. Those are both Boolean values there. Most of the operators we use to work with Booleans are comparison operators, and we'll take a look at those a little bit later. So this gives you an introduction to values and types, and also how to manipulate them a bit.